For sure.
Strange.
So I do want to get back to this discussion, but I want to steer into a different direction really quick.
At hand.
Because we have a special guest that's going to join us. Noah, my lawyer friend, who is a lawyer, is going to jump on the call for a minute to talk about the latest drama incident news involving sub-only streams, which is the point made in several large companies' TOS that you cannot basically paywall your content involving their games. This is posted in Blizzard, Riot, Valve, and CD Projekt Red. They have video policies. I'm going to have Noah jump in the call here, and he's going to comment on this because he's been looking into it and probably can touch on this a lot more clearer than we can. So yeah, Noah, if you want to jump on the call whenever you're ready, feel free and teach us, Senpai. What's up, Noah?
Hello. How's everyone doing?
Great. How are you?
Good.
I am doing great. I just got back from a week-long vacation, and all of a sudden the internet's going crazy about sub-only
Are
streams.
you surprised?
How that works.
Can't leave this industry for a second. You guys just
Always on fire.
So yeah, I actually just came into the channel, and so catch me up on exactly what I should be talking about right now, if you don't mind.
Right. So we just started talking about the issue that just popped up today about the video policies on several gaming companies' sites involving capturing their content and hiding it or restricting it behind a paywall, where a lot of these companies are saying, like, you cannot do this, like your content cannot be commercialized. What is your interpretation of this? Does this make streaming these games in a sub-only stream against these policies?
Yeah, so that is my interpretation of it. And to be clear, there's a lot of back and forth about whether or not what is already occurring is a commercial use. Obviously, these companies have taken the stance that streaming their game, say if you stream Witcher 3 on Twitch, that is a non-commercial use, even though you're being paid on your theoretically generating revenue from doing that. So they're taking that stance, which is great for streamers, and that's awesome. But what they're going further to do is to say this paywall, limiting the access to that content, is without any further compensation, without buying a further license from us, is against our policies. And I fully believe they will actually do something about it.
I think it makes a lot of sense having it structured that way too, right? Because it's a singular purchase that then you very restrictively capitalize, right? Instead of leaving it open where, perhaps it has other, financial benefits to the original company, you are then like creating a funnel of money to you that does not inherently translate in any way to the original.
Yeah, exactly. And so the idea is that obviously these companies, let's take Epic, for example. Fortnite blew up because people watch these, popular streamers play Fortnite. And so if you put Fortnite behind the paywall, Fortnite is not what it is today. Because everybody would be saying, oh, hey, there's this ninja guy. I think he's playing Fortnite. Let's sub and see what that's about. And then you'd have to actually take that extra step. The companies get this awesome, almost essentially free promotion by having these games be open to everyone. Your favorite streamer can play this game, and you will get exposed to it. I know I purchased games because a couple people in this call have played them. And so putting that behind a paywall definitely limits that. So that's the policy reason. But either way, I would definitely say that having a sub-only stream is against a lot of policies, especially ones that have been identified today. I know that some of the companies have less obvious wording. So for example, let's go through a few of what we got. CD Projekt expressly states that you would be charging users to view your work. And so if you have a sub-only stream, then you're charging users to view your work, and therefore it's against their guideline. Blizzard says that neither you nor the operator of any website where your content is essentially can force a viewer to pay a fee to be able to view that content. So sub-only stream would definitely violate that. Valve, interestingly, says you can't charge users to view or access your videos. You also can't sell or license your videos to others for payment of any kind. So not only is Valve saying, hey, you can't put stuff behind a paywall like a sub-only stream, but it's interesting going back and looking at that in hindsight, as a lot of, I represent a lot of streamers. A lot of streamers have been playing games created by Valve, perhaps like sponsored by Tostitos or something, and then you're licensing that video to someone else, and that would be against their policy. So
what about VODs then? So we spoke about sub-only access to VODs. That's been in place for years. Is that technically against it already?
I would say that is technically against it already, because that is still content that you're charging to get access to. So hopefully that's not being looked at too carefully. I know a lot of people don't make a ton of money off of their VODs. However, some do. The focus has been on the live content, but the VODs are definitely something that I think will be policed going forward, especially if they're sub only. You might be all excited during your stream to see, oh, CG Project, they sub to me, and they're really doing it to see what you're putting behind your paywall.
Right. Yeah. The interesting thing there is that that's not initially that's not the exclusive. That's not the only place that you're going to be able to see that content, because you could watch it live. But once the live show is ended and you then restrict it behind a paywall, that then becomes forevermore the only place that you can see that content.
And now, so we're going to have a lot more scrutiny on what is being streamed, not only by games, but
ooh, interesting.
Yeah, I think this also will expand. The sub-only streams will also have a serious effect on on music. Exactly. So that's where I've been stamping my,
if you're for it,
stamping my staff for a long time, all Prospero style. But saying, guys, stop using copyrighted music on streams, as a couple of my clients in here know. And I think that's going to receive even more scrutiny, because you're going to see the overlap from the publishers and the devs, plus the music companies, all looking at, oh, hey, this is the new YouTube, and I think there's going to be a serious crackdown.
So my curiosity is, what do you think Twitch's response to this will be? Will it be a simple blacklisting of, or do you think too many game TOSs exist for them to just blacklist this and they're going to roll back the beta? Or what, you with your infinite wisdom?
Yeah, I think Twitch is going to do nothing about it.
That's upsetting.
Yeah, well, it's not, if a streamer puts something behind a paywall, that's not on Twitch. Twitch is just the service provider
situation.
Yeah, they've got the safe harbor of being a service provider, so they don't care. The more people creating content, the better. The more devs actually getting involved on Twitch, the better. The more the music industry gets involved, the better. And they're happy to respond to the DMCAs and give you a temporary 24-hour ban, and slap you on the wrist, and they're not going to lose anything from it. Obviously, they got a lot of blowback when the doc just came back, but I would say that they are not going to have any issues here.
No. Yeah. Which sounds to me just like sub-only streams really need to be relegated to happy fun times and just chatting, and and leave the rest to the side.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not taking the stance that sub-only streams are a bad thing. I think they're great for a reward or something like that, especially like for all these people that raise money for St. Jude. The big donors get sub-only streams, and the communities get sub-only streams. That's a great reward. But I would definitely say that, especially with Cyberpunk 2077 coming out, this feature is not going to be as utilized as I think Twitch expected it to be. I'm taking a deeper dive into this issue later, but I expect to find many games are going to rebel against this because they're not getting the promotion they want.
Right. That makes sense. Now, I know you have to go, so one more question before you go. This is an argument that I've seen on Twitter that people are trying to make, where they're saying, well, you're not subbing for the game, you're not subbing for the content, you're subbing for the person, you're getting all these extra benefits, and then they just happen to play like a game that's like on their sub-only stream or something. Is that valid, or is it still, it doesn't matter?
That's teetering on a fair use argument, and I have been again stamping the floor, saying that fair use is absolutely nothing. It shouldn't even really be in our vocabulary, because it gives you no protections. I would say that, how do I want to put this? I would say that people are there, yes, for the streamer, but if the streamer's not doing anything, if they're not, the streamer's not, if the streamer is just chatting, great, then you're there just for the streamer. But if the streamer is there playing a game, there's necessarily going to be people there to watch that game and to watch how that streamer interacts with that game. For example, if I go watch my good friend McLaffy Taffy playing The Witcher 3, as he does every Saturday, I'm there to see him advance through that game and see his interaction with it. So it's intrinsic to what we do. Now, it's a better argument for music, to say that music is just for ambiance, it's for environmental stuff. But if you're here actively streaming games on Twitch, that's what Twitch is known for. So it's harder to remove that from it.
How many DMCAs have actually happened on Twitch, as far as everybody knows? How many times has that happened?
I can give a general number, but otherwise it's attorney-client privileged. A lot. And you saw it. You saw the biggest blowback from it when like TSM Daquan and Kitty Plays got 24-hour bans for playing music that wasn't in Twitch's auto mute system yet, because it hadn't been released. It was leaked, and so it made it to the VOD and then it went out there. However, the ability to live DMCA is actually in existence already, just has not been implemented. So there's your apocalypse statement for the day.
Yeah. I mean, we saw something pretty similar when Juice WRLD did when his producer DMCA'd like 20, 50 broadcasters I knew. So it's.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. That song wasn't released yet.
Oh yeah.
And so Twitch actually has an algorithm where they recognize songs that have been released because they know to look for them. However, because it was leaked, the Juice WRLD producer, quite frankly, was a bot that automatically recognized it, went through and hit everybody.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to hearing more from you as this develops. And you guys are not following my lawyer friend on Twitter. You definitely need to. I'm sure we'll see some more wisdom on his Twitter.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
And you freaking hilarious.
Oh, shucks. Thank you. You guys, of course, my streamer square friends will be the first to hear anything I got. So
awesome. Thank you so much, Noah. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Of course. Talk to y'all soon.
All right. Bye-bye. So yeah, that was way better explained than any of us could possibly even speculate. So hopefully that clears things up.
School,
Pretty informative.
He did okay.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I think it's